He will be entertaining us, soon to replace Louis C.K. and all the other famous ones. Come up, Kash. Come on, man. Make us laugh.
In case I forget what I'm doing.
Just microphone.
Good afternoon, Internations. How's everybody doing? All right. So, does anybody have whiskey? Man, I'm nervous here. But big shout out to Sonal back there. Where is she? She is solely responsible for getting me up here. So,
Right or wrong?
this is the beginning and the end of my comedian career. But anyway, before I get started, real quickly, I'm actually on call for Baylor. This is a BlackBerry. I'm not joking. So if this thing goes off, I'm gonna have to take the call. Okay, hopefully it will not. It did go off 2 nights ago. So, but anyway, so let's do this. So I'm originally from Pakistan. I grew up there. I went to high school, and then I came to America after high school. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I know. I could have gone to LA, I could have gone to Florida, hell, I could have gone to Montana, but, you know, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Because my parents are like, if you're going to America, you go where family is. And so, of course, you know, I had some family there. But anyway, you know, the first 1 or 2 years, I mean, a lot of you are from somewhere else. I mean, funny stuff happens. I mean, you don't even have to do anything. It happens because you're new. You don't know the culture, you don't know the people, you don't really know the language. So like this one time, I decided to go, probably my first year, or first semester I was at Milwaukee. I decided to go to McDonald's, okay? And I was hungry. So I get up there, I order something, and the lady behind the counter, she goes, for here to go. And I'm like, deer in headlights, and she goes, I mean, it's lunchtime, right? So there's people behind me, everybody's hungry, and she goes, for here or to go? And I'm like, now it's like, now she's irritated. She's not pretty anymore. She goes, sir, would you like to have your cheeseburger here, or you want to shove it someplace else? I mean, she didn't say that, but, I was like, oh, I would like to eat it here, thank you. I mean, this really happened, by the way. You can't make that kind of shit up. But anyway, so I recovered from that. I hope she recovered from that. Life moved on. So then, I didn't know many people, obviously, I was new here, but I found out this friend of mine from back home, Jamil, he was in Pittsburgh going to school for chemical engineering. And if I were to describe him, he's this tall Pakistani dude, skinny, kind of like this frazzled hair, like kind of like Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld, like the brown version of Cosmo, right? So anyway, I kept in touch with him, and then I called him, and back in the day, we did not have caller ID. I mean, the young people in here are like, what does that mean? Well, that means that when someone called you, you had no effing idea who's calling you. I mean, you just picked up the phone and just had some random conversation with people you didn't know. It was actually fun to prank call because you had no idea. I mean, you could place like, large 2 medium pizza and never, send it to someplace else. But anyway, so I called my buddy, and then I'm waiting and waiting. I did not have friends back then. Not that I have friends now, but still. Anyway, so I'm waiting, and he doesn't call, And so then finally, the next day, my phone goes off, and I'm like, yes, that's him, right? So I pick up the phone, and in Pakistan, I mean, when you see a really good friend of yours, or when you call them, I mean, you don't say hello, you just start swearing, okay? So I know there's some Pakistani Indians in here, so I pick up the phone, I go, Pancho, where were you? Kutte, Kamine. I mean, like everything. I mean, I just went on and on and on, and finally I ran out of my, my vocabulary, dirty jokes, dirty words. And then there's this awkward pause, silence, right? And then I hear a stranger, he goes, Assalamu alaikum, I'm looking for Kashef for a ticket to Pakistan. Is he there? Oh shit. I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean any of that. Needless to say, I did not buy a ticket, nor did he sell a ticket to me. So, and I did travel to Pakistan, but I had to call someone else. So anyway, I was in Milwaukee for a couple of years. I was doing electrical engineering, and then I found out some of my friends from Pakistan. They somehow ended up in Madison, Wisconsin, which is you know. So I decided to transfer. Okay, so I transferred to Madison. 2 reasons. One, obviously, you know, 3 reasons actually. The people are there. It's also a better engineering school, and at the time it was #1 party school in the country. So I was like, hell, I'm going there. All right, so you know, I ended up in Madison, obviously, and then you know, you would think I'm going to a better engineering school, so I got a little bit more intelligent. Not so much, okay? So one fine morning, and this is Wisconsin, which is very cold. I don't know if anybody's from Midwest, but you guys understand. So spring semester, somehow one day I missed my alarm, and then I'm like, oh shit, I got like 5 minutes to get to my midterm. What are we gonna do? So I come up with this genius idea. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna bike to class, okay? You know, so I'm like, yeah, you know, that's great. So I get up, I get ready, I get out, there's fresh snow on the ground, okay? And guess what I have? A road bike. Not a mountain bike, a road bike. I know there's some bikers in here. So I start biking, okay? I'm doing really well, and I'm like, yeah, we got this. How hard this can be, right? Of course, I'm going straight, like, you know, just totally straight. And now there's a turn coming up, and I'm going oh, see, I think my phone just went off. I can't believe this. Hello? This is Kash from Sequel DBA. Yeah, I'm actually doing a comedy show right now. Can I call you back? No, I'm not watching comedy. I'm actually doing a comedy show. I'm sorry, what? There's a database issue? Yeah, can you call the other DBA? Right, sorry, I gotta go, bye. See, I knew that would happen, by the way. Where was I? Oh yeah, so the bike. So I'm biking down the street, right? And all of a sudden, there's a turn coming up, and man, I went down hard, okay? I mean, the only good thing is nobody I knew at the time saw me do that. But anyway, I was late for my midterm, and I don't think I did very well, especially that one, after what happened. But anyway, so Madison, I did, you know, fast forward, I'm like senior year now, right? So we're about to graduate, which is shocking in itself after all that happened. But anyway, so I think it was my last semester, and we needed a roommate. So this freshman from Pakistan named Mohsin, everybody called him Mo, he was looking for a possible roommate. So you know, we're like, you can be our roommate. So anyway, this guy was funny. Like, if there was a funny thing that happened, it happened to him all the time, okay? So one Friday night, he's going out on a date with this girl named Kelly, okay? And by the way, he was really super, I don't know, just nice, nerdy, really, even more nerdy than I am. But so we're all like, yeah, man, he's going on a date, possibly get laid, I don't know. So anyway, so he goes out with Kelly, and I'm actually home working on a final project because I was trying to get stuff done. So I'm focusing on that, and all of a sudden I hear like a loud thud like that. I'm like, who's there? And of course Mohsin comes in, and he's like, Bhaijan Kashef, I need to talk to you about something very important. I'm like, okay. He's like, I was on a date with Kelly. I'm like, I know. And he's like, yeah, we went for dinner. We went to this Persian restaurant, and I'm like, Persian food is good, right? And he's like, yeah, dinner was good, but then she invited me back to the dorms. Yes. Like, that can't be bad, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's okay. So then what? He's like, well, I was really nervous. So I went to the restroom. I went to the bathroom, and I came out, and her clothes were gone. I'm like, and what's the problem? Isn't that what guys want? Like, women's attention and possibly shed some clothes? And he's like, what'd you do? He's like, I came here. I'm like, I was honestly, like, very few times in my life, I was speechless. I was like, okay. Let me get back to you on that. I don't have a solution for you. I couldn't believe that. So that actually really happened, and I don't think Kelly saw him after that, I think. Yeah, I know. But anyway, so I graduated, so now I've been working in engineering for a number of years, and then I switched to IT because there were definitely more jobs in IT. And so I moved around and I ended up working for a small retailer called Target. You may have heard of them. But anyway, that was an interesting place to work. Really fun place to work, by the way. But of course, I ended up working closely with a guy named Mahesh from India. Nothing like putting a guy from Pakistan working with a guy from India, but no, I'm just joking. But anyway, this guy was just, I don't know, it's hard to describe. He was like, imagine Steve Urkel from like Family Matters combined with Mahatma Gandhi, right? It's just not a good combination, right? And so this was just like, this guy was just funny. I mean, I was actually gonna do this whole thing just on him. Actually, it's that funny. But anyway, so one day we're in Target, we're working hard, and just, I mean, it's a massive company, and there's just stuff going on all the time, and we really had a long day. And we're like, we had like a major network issue, and then something went down, and we fixed it. And towards the end of the day, we're all beat down. And our lead, a regular white dude, comes over. He's like, "Hey guys, we need to go for like a happy hour, man. It was a long day. Let's go grab a drink. Let's just unwind." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do that." So this is downtown Minneapolis, right? Another cold place. I always end up in cold places. I don't know why. But anyway, so we go to a local pub, right? And then we're sitting down, the waitress comes over, starts taking our order. I get a Jack and Coke, that's my go-to drink, right? Another person orders a beer, and then of course, whose turn is it? Mahesh's turn, right? And so she comes over and he goes, "Can I please get some hot water?" And she's like, she had no idea. She's like, "Oh, you need like, for your tea, you need hot water? You need coffee?" He's like, "No, I want some hot water." We're all like, "What?" But I mean, apparently that's, instead of hot tea, that's what he did. He drank water, but not like cold or warm water. He liked hot water. Apparently it's good for you. He was in good shape, I don't know. So anyway, that was it. But I think time's good. I think so. Anyway, you guys have been good. Thank you. I hope I made you laugh a little bit.